Hello again, this is Hydro with a new animation based tutorial, this time about straight ahead action and pose to pose. Sounds large and complicated, but it's really what we usually call the frame by frame technique and the keyframe technique. Before I explain in detail what they are, I'll mention what they are used for. So, I have messing around here below frame by frame, because when you're bored or want to try something new or animate just for the hype of it, you usually use this method. And I have planned out below keyframe, because the keyframe technique is like one of the most important and helpful ones when you want to take on a full length. Like when you storyboard an animation, you're basically keyframing the animation. I have also fast-paced action below frame by frame, because personally I totally recommend going with frame by frame for this. This allows like spontaneity, which means like not even you as the animator know what move is next in the combo. It feels like you're not animating, you're only discovering what's already there. Mystical. However, if you want that fast-paced action to be music synced, then it has to be keyframe. Let's say you want that powerful kick you made to match a dubstep bass drop you like, then you have to figure out what frame is that bass drop on and draw or animate the kick before anything else. Overall, frame by frame is much faster than keyframing. So next up, I will animate using the different techniques, and I will explain them as I do. So, straight ahead action can be defined as drawing out a scene or action frame by frame from beginning to end. That's from Wikipedia. You can see the action here is just a stick running through the canvas, and that's me animating, by the way. Took me 13 minutes to make that, and you will see it in 2 minutes. You can see me drawing everything frame by frame. I do head first, though. If you watch the first few seconds, you would have seen me move the head around the canvas. Okay, so these are some quotes I got from some sites. If you Google this up, you'll find them too. Straight ahead animation is more freeform. After the first frame is defined, subsequent frames are completed one at a time until the entire animation is finished. This can result in some interesting and fluid motion. Straight ahead animation is much harder to plan out, retime and modify. Iterating might entail redoing large chunks of motion, which is a very time intensive process. So I don't show it here, but this is actually the second time I started this run, because I wasn't content with the first one and I just grab all the frames and delete them, and that's what he talks about here, redoing large chunks of motion. That doesn't happen as much with pose to pose. Yeah, you can. It's about to finish. I'm already animating the arms. The actual animation here is not that good. It's wobble and choppy, but I did made it in 13 minutes. So, and it's just really to show you what FBF is. Yeah, frame by frame can be called FBF. So let's watch this in silence. Beautiful. I'm just saving it in my. Pose to pose can be defined as drawing a few keyframes and then filling in the intervals. You can see me do that just there. I'm drawing keyframes. I'm trying to reproduce the same FBF run I did before. Of course, I couldn't I could not pull it off exactly the same, but it's quite similar. I was actually happy I could pull off keyframing. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to, because I almost never use this technique. Some quotes: post-pose works better for dramatic or emotional scenes, where composition and relation to the surroundings are of greater importance. Pose-to-pose animation involves defining a set of key poses which represent the extremes of a particular action. After the main poses are set, additional poses, referred to as in-betweens or breakdowns, are added to further define the motion. You can see me do those just right now, like the in-betweens or breakdowns. Look how I use the onion skin to see what the next keyframe is in the timeline, and just adapt the in-betweens to fit the keyframe. That's how you animate post-to-pose. This took me 16 minutes to make. That's 3 more minutes than FBF in the same 50 frames. So that's how much faster FBF is. I want to underline a bit keyframe. What is a keyframe? You might be wondering. So imagine you have a jump. A jump has 3 keyframes. Why? Keyframes are the most critical, the most extreme, or the most exaggerated frame of an action. The jump has 3. The moment before you crouch, the moment before you lift off, the height peak, and the landing. So he's crouching before he jumps, he's in midair in his height peak, and he's finally back on the ground. That's the 3 critical points.